Please stand for prayer. Bow our heads and close our eyes. Almighty God, thank you for the wonderful time we had learning and studying here. Please bless us now as we celebrate and mark this special day. May each one of us find ways to cherish the memories we have made and look forward with courage in our hearts to the new challenges ahead. Lord, please guide our footsteps. Come lead us in our new areas of study and work opportunities that lie ahead of us. Father, please fill our minds with vision as we begin new adventures. May each graduate be blessed with friendship, support, and love. Thank you, Lord, for the privilege of studying here. Please bless each member of staff here today in this inspiring place of learning. Amen. You may be seated.
Welcome, parents, families, friends, faculty, staff, and community supporters to the Class of 2023 promotional ceremony. We are here to celebrate the achievements, hard work, and dedication of the 27 students that comprise this year's 8th grade class. We want to thank all of you for joining us here today. Now, our Sergeant-at-Arms, Jaxson Dalrymple, will lead us in scripture after special music by Bailey Callender and Jillian Reed.
The atmosphere is changing. Nothing stays the same. Heaven is waiting for the mention of the name. The Spirit is moving, burning like a flame, healing the broken by the one we proclaim.
Hostages of shame. Good evening. Please stand for a scripture reading. The verses I'm going to read are found in Psalm 27, verses 1, 5, 10, and 13 from the NIV version. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? For in the day of trouble he will keep me safe in his dwelling. He will hide me in the shelter of his sacred tent and set me high upon a rock. Though my father and mother forsake me, the Lord will receive me. I remain confident of this. I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. You may be seated.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Miss Anita Collins, and I am the 8th grade sponsor. And I have a presentation for our promoting our 8th grade class. This year, one of our main topics was talking about the bridesmaids and how there were 5 wise and 5 foolish. And those who were wise made sure they didn't just have a lamp, but they had extra oil in their lamps. And so their presentation today, at the end of our service, will be a presentation of a clay lamp to remind them it's not just about knowing the Word of God, but you have to be filled with extra oil. So when the time of testing comes, you are ready to stand and be ready to enter into the wedding feast with the bridegroom. So each one will have their own clay lamp, and those who had their keys from last year with their ribbon, you will have a cash prize also as well, reminding you that prayer, the key reminds you that prayer is the key that unlocks the storehouse of heaven. And before I said, I want to acknowledge a class cannot be successful, teachers cannot be successful without the support of the parents. So I want to please ask that those who helped this year with the festival, those who helped out with our dance, those who helped out with the chaperones, those who coordinated the coordinated the trip, if you could please stand right now and be acknowledged so we can celebrate you. Please stand. Dr. Woode and her team, Miss Murraine and her team, Miss Claybrooks, Dr. Williams, Lakeisha Williams, who helped, the Kings, Mr. Hitchcock, Ms. Claybrooks, Mr. Claybrooks, and our coordinators of our trip, Dr. and Mrs. Thomas. Y'all give them a hand. As well as Mr. Harden and all of our other parents. Please forgive me if I don't remember your name, but charge it not to my heart, because it's not without you, we could not be successful. Thank you so very much. Now we will have our special music by Miss Jillian Reed. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. We will have actually our parent tribute. Yes. And please watch as your student scrolls across the screen.
First, I would like to thank my middle school teachers. Ms. Freeman, thank you for teaching me proper English and encouraging me to do my best. Ms. Collins, thank you for teaching me more about the gospel of God and for always encouraging me to grow closer to Him. Ms. Henry, thank you for teaching me the greatness of science and that math can be really fun sometimes. Mr. Kirk, thank you for reminding me to respect others by saying yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, and no ma'am. Thank you, chefs, for providing special food for me, especially when my stomach wasn't feeling well. Ms. Little, thank you for encouraging me and always listening to me, especially when I needed it the most. Coach Morton, thank you for keeping me on task and for always letting me keep my lunch in your office. Some days were really tough for me in middle school, but these 2 four-legged creatures always found a way to brighten up my day. Thank you, Choco and Cupid, my dogs. Grandma and Grandpa, thank you for your long prayers and encouragement to do well in school. To my uncles and aunties, thank you for believing in me and reminding me that I can accomplish anything that I put my mind to. I love you. To my cousins, thank you for encouraging words and being a great role model. Mahari and Micah, thank you for being patient with me, encouraging me, and for always having my back. You guys are the best big brothers that anyone could have. To my parents, thank you for everything. Thank you for providing me with a phone even though I did not really need it. Thank you for loving me unconditionally, for being patient with me and helping me with homework when I needed it. Thank you for our late night chats and for reminding me of how much God loves me and that He has great plans for me. Also, thank you for supporting my upcoming meteorology career, and I hope one day I'll be reporting the weather to you. Finally, thank you to all my classmates, aka the class of 2023. Thank you for not kicking me out the classroom every single day. It's been a fun year. I'm looking forward to the next 4 years of high school. Congratulations.
Mom and Dad, you've encouraged and inspired me to give my best during class. I'm very happy to have you both in my life. You are ideal parents anyone could have, and today's achievement of my promotion is entirely yours. And I thank you for being supportive parents and showing up to all my basketball games. You guys always give me the attention I deserve. I also would like to thank God because without Him, I wouldn't be at Oakwood. He also has been someone to talk to, and I'm grateful for that. Also, thank you to all the teachers. You all have really been there for me and taught me new things. And lastly, I would like to thank myself. I was the one who actually did the work, and I pushed myself to my limits.
Hi to my friends, family, and everyone who is currently attending my 8th grade graduation. I want to start off by thanking my parents. You guys are the ones who have gotten me through life and most importantly, through these middle school years. If it wasn't for the encouragement, comfort, motivation, kindness, and probably every other adjective that describes being helpful, I wouldn't be here giving my parents tribute today. I would also like to thank my Nana and my granddad. Both of you guys were there and open to helping me, specifically with my schoolwork, even though most of the time you didn't understand it, but y'all tried. I also want to thank my cousins. All of you have played a part in making these middle school years enjoyable, and were always there cheering me on in every possible way you could. I also want to thank my sister Brooke. Brooke, you were always there for me, and even though you didn't always have the words to comfort me at times, you were always there. When I say always there, I mean right next to me at all times. No, I'm just kidding. But obviously, we did spend a lot of time with each other because we live in the same house. Lastly, I want to thank my friend group. You guys know who you are, and I don't want it to look like I'm playing favorites, so I'm not going to give names. But thank y'all for the laughs, awkward conversations, stupid arguments, pretty much every conversation we had at lunch. There's more, I just can't think of it all now. Without you all, I wouldn't have made it through the year. Now I'd like to thank the OGs. You guys know who you are, and you have always been there since day one, kindergarten, and I'm so glad we've all been able to come this far. Thanks for everything all of you have done. I really want to thank everyone who has gotten me through where I am today, and I can't wait to start another amazing chapter in my life.
Hello, family and friends. I would like to thank everyone who has been working with me for my years here at Oakwood Adventist Academy. I would like to thank my parents first. Thank you, Mother, for trying to help me with my work when I asked you to, even though you didn't understand it sometimes. Thank you for pushing me to do my hardest when I felt like I couldn't do it. Thank you, Father, for being here to tell me that even when the teacher didn't assign me homework, you still have to study, which is your homework. I'm thankful that you would always listen to me whenever I would come home to your office and tell you about my day, even though I told you every little detail. Thank you to my grandparents, Nana and Granddad. Thank you, Granddad, for the encouragement and telling me to work hard now because it will pay off in the end. I'm also thankful for the stories you told my siblings and I. Thank you, Nana, for making sure I would do our work, learning and studying with me. I would even have to spend the night sometimes because of how long it would take me to get the concepts I was learning. I would also like to thank my siblings, Chris and Bailey. You guys are like my friends. Well, Bailey, you're my bestie. I'd like to thank both of you guys for telling me to do my work and not waiting until the last minute. I want to thank my brother for annoying me when I was stretched with my work because it took my mind off of work, which would help me sometimes. Not all the time, remember that. Thank you, Billy, for being my sister, friend, and encourager. You're my best friend since day one, even though I wasn't. I'm thankful that you're here because you are my ride or die. Next, I would like to thank my aunties, uncles, and cousins for their encouragement. I would like to thank my close friends
and extended friends for your support and encouragement and good memories we all shared. Finally, I would like to thank all of my teachers. Thank you for teaching us and finding ways for us to learn better.
I would like to thank God for keeping me in the right mind this school year, and without God, none of this would be possible. I want to thank my mom also for staying strong and choosing to sending me to Oakwood, paying for my tuition and being a single parent and still managing to pay for her baby to get a good Christian education. My godparents inspire me to work harder and improve. They are always there supporting me and doing everything to make sure that I'm focused. I also want to thank my grandmother. She's my hero. She's always coming in clutch, whether it's just getting a second opinion or just needing help. My grandmother has always been there for me no matter what is going on in life. She's always been there for me, literally. Next, I want to thank my siblings. My siblings keep a smile on my face even when it's hard to smile, and they believe in everything I do. Every one of my siblings motivates me in different aspects of my life, and I love my siblings. My aunts are always helping me out, whether it's lunch, money, or advice. I also want to thank my father, even though he isn't with me. I keep our memories together in my heart, and it helps me through the rough and tough days. And I know that if you were here, you would be at all the events cheering me on and loving and supporting me like you always did. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and from the top of my heart for truly loving me and keeping me motivated. Last but not least, I want to thank my church, Maywood SDA Church. Ever since I was little, they have been supporting me. This was the first church I ever went to and attended. They have loved me and supported me through this school year and my whole life.
I would like to firstly thank God for everything He has done for me and all of the amazing gifts He has given me. Without His guidance, gifts, and blessings, I would not have made it to where I am now. Next, to my amazing parents, James and Alana. You have played an unbelievably major part in constructing me to the young person I am today. Without the guidance and support of my father, I would not be nearly as both mentally and physically strong as I am today. You have always been there for me to give me the fatherly and masculine guidance every young boy should receive from some father figure in their life. You've also given me love and have taught me how to be a man, and I love you. Mom, you have been there every step of the way, teaching me wrong from right, up from down, and prime number from composite. You have given me everything that you could and have loved me unconditionally for all of my years. You both have forgiven me for hundreds of mess-ups throughout my life, and I love you both. Next, I'd like to thank both my biological and non-biological siblings. My sister, Cameron, has always been there for me. You were one of my very first ride or dies, second to only my parents. You are the biggest blessing I've gained in my life, and I wholeheartedly believe that no other little sister is as loyal and loving as you are. You've always wanted to keep up with me. Ever since you came out the womb, you were trying to run around the house with me. I'd also like to thank my brother Jaedon for his love and his lessons. My non-biological brothers, Abbas, Omega, Jay, you three have been there for me and loved and cared for me and have helped a lot. I appreciate and love all of you more than you could really imagine. I love all my siblings, real or not, and I wish the best for all of you. Next, all four of my amazing grandparents. Grandma Beverly, although she's no longer with us, was a major part of my early childhood. Every time I slept over at Grandpa Jimmy's house, I remember she would always grab us a red box movie of whatever my sister and I wanted to watch. Then we'd get donuts and go back to her home. She'd make us smoothies and fruit, and we'd watch our movie, usually falling asleep after we finished the filling smoothie. Grandpa Jimmy, you were, I believe, the very first person to tickle me. You might have even tickled me the same day I was born. We would always call you the tickle monster, and you were right there with Grandma Beverly whenever we came to spend time with the both of you. My Nana and Poppy, you both are amazing and have made more of an impact on my life and relationship with God than you two both probably realize. Poppy, I remember when Cameron and I spent a whole month in California with you guys, and you'd make us smoothies almost every day. Nana, you give the absolute best hugs, and you're always sharing interesting scripture that I like to read. You've also inspired me to look to God and pray whenever I feel like I need to or want to. I'd like to thank the rest of my loving, loyal family. All my aunties and uncles, real or not, I love all of you so much. I'd like to thank my classmates, Ariana, Jacob, Jaxson, Jaedon, Makai, Nashay, Dawson, Uriah, Micah, Brooke, Bailey, Eliana, Andrew, Blake, Aniya, AZ, Peyton, Richard, Brendan, Scotty, Jillian, Marley, Amaya, Adena, and anyone else that I missed. You all make me laugh, and I wish the best for all of you. Lastly, I'd like to thank my coaches, teachers, and all of the school staff. You guys have contributed to my life, making me a better player, student, and person. Thank you all, and I love you all.
First, I would like to give thanks to God. There's no way I could have made it through this school year without him, and as Ms. Freeman would say, he really saw me through it. Second, I would like to thank my parents, the most important people in my life. Mom, thank you for always pushing me to be the very best version of myself. You've taught me how to strive for success and reminded me to do my best in everything. I'm thankful that I have a mother who cares so much about me and makes sure that I'm always doing what I need to do. Dad, thank you for just being you. You amaze me every day. The way you support this family through every adversity always impresses me. I hope to be as strong as you are. You're always able to make me laugh or smile when I'm feeling down, and we always have the best conversations. I'm so thankful for you, and I love both of you so much. Third of all, I would like to thank my grandparents, Nana and Papa. Thank you for always caring about me. Thank you for always loving me. Thank you for always supporting me, and thank you for all the wonderful gifts you showered me with. I love you so much. Grandma, thank you for always making me laugh and supporting me in everything. Fourth, I would like to thank my extended family, Uncle George and Aunt Dawn. I always enjoy listening to you talk about the Word. It's always interesting to hear your opinion, and you've taught me a lot. Thank you for giving me good advice and helping me when I need it most. Fifth, I would like to thank my close friends, the siblings I never had. You guys are truly like siblings to me. You always make me smile and laugh when I'm feeling down. You guys truly care about me, and I'm thankful to have friends who will always stick by me no matter what. Overall, this school year has been wonderful, but it wouldn't have been the same without the people who surrounded me. I'm thankful to have been put into such a good class filled with loving and supportive people, and I can't wait to adventure into high school with them.
Thank you, Mom, for always being there for me. Thank you for helping me and staying on my back all these years and getting me to do my work all the time. I want to thank my grandma and aunts for taking me to school sometimes and really just helping to take care of me. I also want to thank my teachers who have given me the best school years and really just making it fun. You also helped me with my schoolwork when I couldn't figure out, and I thank you for that. Thank you to my sister and my brother for always being there for me, especially my sister who takes me where I need to go. This year, I went through something really hard, and I just want to thank all of my family and friends, my teachers and principals, and my church family for supporting me and being there for me.
Let me start by saying thanks to my parents. Dad, thanks for getting me to school every day, for helping with work when needed, for being an amazing robotics coach, and for making sure I always have a bit of fun in between. Mom, thank you for always keeping me on top of my grades, for making sure I have what I need for school, and like I said earlier, just making sure that I have some fun. I want to thank my grandparents for always helping me with financial circumstances, aka fundraisers, giving me advice, and for making sure I always have a great summer. I also want to thank all my aunts and uncles who also participated in fundraising. I want to thank all my friends, especially to name a few, Blake Woode, Brendan Landers, Micah Owani, and Scott Laughinghouse. Through trial and error and pain, I want to thank them all for making sure I'm doing my work and always encouraging me, and making sure I don't stress out too much, and for just always being there when I need them. Next, I would like to thank my teachers. From kindergarten to where I am now, we've had our ups and downs, but I'm glad I can say that we finally made it. Coaches, I want to thank you for always pushing me to my limits. These practices haven't been easy, and I doubt they'll get any easier. Now, I honestly want to thank myself, because I was really the main one who got me here. There were a lot of times when I could have just given up, but I didn't, and I don't plan on doing so anytime soon either. Teachers, don't get mad, but next I want to thank the internet, YouTube and Google to be specific. There are a lot of things this year that I just didn't understand, but with the power of the internet, one search and one video were all it took. Last but certainly not least, I want to thank God. I know I said I was the main one who got me here, but I know it was really Him all along.
First of all, I would be remiss if I did not thank God, who is my supreme provider and supporter. Without Him, my life would not be possible, and I would not be where I am today. Next, I would like to thank my parents. Dad, you have shown me through your words, as well as your actions, what it means to be diligent and hardworking. Mom, you're constantly doing things for me that you don't even have to because you care so much about me. Both of you have been a huge part of my life and have made sacrifices for me that I can't even fully fathom yet. Aniya, I know I don't thank you as much as I should. Thank you for being a good sister to me. From our playful arguments to our inside jokes, I appreciate your company. Janelle, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this, but I just have to thank you for everything. Over the years, you've been more like my big sister and best friend than my cousin. Unfortunately, you don't get to visit very often, but when you do, there's never a dull moment. I love how I can talk to you about anything. You're cool, funny, and just awesome. Thank you, and I wish you the best as you transition into college. I also want to thank my entire class for all the memories we've made. I especially want to thank Aniya, Peyton, Brooke, Bailey, Richard, Blake, AZ, Brendan, and Micah for being my friends and for encouraging me to come out of my shell and grow socially. Even on those days where I don't say much, I enjoy listening to your funny conversations. Last but not least, thank you to all the middle school teachers. You are each unique and contribute to our education in different ways, and you work so hard for us students. These words cannot fully express how much I love and appreciate all of you.
I would like to thank God for getting me through 8th grade. It was a hard year. I would like to thank my parents for taking me to school each day and providing lunch and dinner for me. I would like to thank my teachers for making my assignments as easy as possible. I would also like to thank my friends in school for always helping me with work I didn't understand. I would like to thank my friends from church for helping me gain some useful skills that I was able to use in the school year. I would also like to thank my friend Kendall for always playing video games with me. I would also like to thank my brother for giving me encouragement through the school year.
Hi, my name is Ariana Jones, and first I would like to thank God for getting me to where I am today, because without keeping Him first throughout this journey, I don't know where I would be. Next, I would like to thank my dad. Thank you, Dad, for always being there for me and pushing me to do my best and to be a better person. I love you so much. Next, I would like to thank my grandmother. You have been there for me throughout my entire journey, and you have supported me throughout everything I do. I love you so much. Next, I would like to thank my beautiful stepmom, Miss Alexis, for stepping in and taking care of me with always treating me with kindness. I love you. I would also like to thank all of my classmates for being there for me and supporting me. And lastly, I would like to thank my aunts, Tanya, Tisha, my Aunt Bree, and my cousins Talisha, Kyla, Shamari, Lyric, and Jada, as well as my Uncle Marvin, my Uncle Langston, and all my brothers and sisters. Thank you all so much for being a part of my village and being here throughout my journey. I love you all. High school, here I come.
I want to give my biggest thanks to my mom. You've been here since the beginning. There's so much I could say, but let me start off by saying you're literally my best friend. I know that might sound cliche, but I truly mean it from the bottom of my heart. You mean the world to me. You've shown me how to express myself. I honestly don't know how I would make it without you. You inspire me so much. We've been through so much together. All the times when I thought something wouldn't work out, you've reassured me. You've shown me what a real woman is to look like. You come for me, support me, push me. You've always pushed me past my limits even when I hate it. I always know you have a good reason for it. All the late math nights we shared when I was a kid, all the little trips we've made together, I cherish them so much. You're my ride or die. I just want to let you know I'm so grateful for you. I love you forever and always. To Nana and Papa, oh how I love you so much. Nana, you're the best grandma ever. You and Papa have been spoiling me since forever. Nana, you inspire me to be a powerful and amazing young lady. You've shown me almost all the cooking and baking hacks that I know. I remember all the summers we used to spend together when I was younger. You're such a bright light to be around. You know the way to my heart, whether it's through laughter, food, or Uno. I pray that I continue to make you proud. Papa, I really wish you were here to see how far I've come. I love you so much. You've shown me how to be treated. I wish I could have one more Friday train ride with you. You made me so happy no matter what. I think about you every day. To Dad and Miss Faye, I love you guys. Thank you for everything. Gigi and Papa, I love you so much. Thank you for all the grandparents trip. I feel like it's brought us closer. Can't wait for the Cali trip. To all my aunties and uncles, I love you guys so much. Auntie Crystal and Auntie Jean, I love both of y'all so much. Auntie Crystal, you're my cool built-in bestie. You have so much energy and love always. Auntie Mommy and TT, I love y'all so much. It has been fun being around y'all since I was younger. To Auntie Jay, I love you. Thank you for being the best godmother I could ask for. To Auntie Lindsay and Auntie Adrian, thank you for all the drop-off and pickups you guys have done for me. You guys have given me a second home. Thank you for all the advice and deep conversations we've had. Thank you for loving me and treating me like your own. To all my uncles, I love and appreciate you for everything you do and continue to do for me. To all my cousins and siblings, I love you guys so much. There's some special things that we all share together, and I'm very grateful for that. Coral, we can always talk about everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. Josiah, you're pretty cool when you want to be. Glad you can finally drive. Justice, you're pretty annoying, but funny and loving. Alana, I love you so much, even though sometimes I don't express it. You're truly a bundle of joy. Jaedon, you get on my nerves most of the time, but when you aren't, we're usually chill. You're my brother that isn't my brother, and I love you a lot. It's always been us. Thank you for always defending me and always being there when I need you. To Anna, thank you for taking me to school almost every day and everywhere else I want to go. Love you. To my best friends, I love you so much. Love you guys so much. There's something special and loving about each of you. To Marley, you were my first actual best friend, and ever since 5th grade, I knew we'd be friends forever. You keep me grounded. I love you so much. To Uriah, we've had our ups and downs, and yet we continue to come back together even stronger. You know how to make me laugh when I'm mad. Thank you for always standing up for me when I feel like I can't. To Jillian, thank you for everything. You're like my yin. You're like the yin to my yang. You're funny and like a big burst of energy. We can go a long time without talking and pick up like it's nothing. To my favorite burst of energy, Adena, I love you so much. You're funny, silly, and just different. Thank you for all the memories we've had together.
I would like to thank my parents for the school year, my siblings, and my friends for making this school year better for me. This school year, I struggled a little bit, but my friends and family helped me through a lot of that. I would like to thank my friends Preston, Omega, Jaxson, Makai, Uriah, Marley, Jillian, Amaya, Blake, Dawson, Jaedon, and Micah for helping me through the school year and making it so much better for me. I would also like to thank Miss Henry, Miss Freeman, and my 4th grade teacher, Miss Harvey, for helping me through the years to be where I am today. I was a little behind because of COVID, but with the work and my family and friends helping me, I caught up. I would like to thank all of you guys for making my middle school years more fun.
First off, I would like to thank my mom and dad. They're always pushing me to make sure I'm on top of whatever I do. Secondly, I would like to thank my day ones, Blake, Richard, Jaxson, Bailey, Ricky, and Aniya for helping me through school and making it as enjoyable as possible. Also, I would like to thank Micah and Peyton when I need them to help me with work. I want to thank you guys for your loyalty, your positivity, and thank you guys for being there when I needed you guys the most. They are the best friends I could ever ask for, and I thank God for guiding me towards you guys. I also want to thank God as well because He always makes a way for me when I get stuck in life.
Mom and Dad, I just want to thank you for being in my life, being my parents. You two have always looked out for me in my year of being a teenager when things really started to hit me. And I just want to say that you guys are doing great. Mom, you always kept me in check for assignments that may have been missing. At the time, I didn't realize how beneficial it was when you would always push me when I started getting lazy with my work. And I just want to thank you for that. Dad, thank you for always being by my side, always encouraging me when I would have my times of hurt. Hearing your voice always helped me get through the day while I was going through it. The long talks with you when I needed them and the funny moments with me, you, and Mom were the best. And I really couldn't ask for a better dad. Ty, thank you for being the person to whom I could just tell everything to. You were always the one that I would vent to whenever I felt like I was done with life. You are truly my biggest supporter that I know, even when we fight. I also want to thank the rest of my family for the time together that we spent over the past years. Whenever I'm with you all, you guys are just so lively and upbeat, if that makes sense. It's always a good night when we're at grandma's house having dinner. My friends, you guys are the best. Like, y'all are just the core, the source, the foundation of making school fun. You always find ways to make me laugh when I'm not at my best, and especially when I'm upset about something, and you guys just help me completely forget what's been making me upset. I want to thank my middle school teachers as well for helping me learn during these academic years, but especially Miss Collins, because she's the one that got me closer to God, which is something that I've been trying to do for the longest time. So thank you, Miss Collins, for helping me achieve that goal. But anyways, thank you to the ones who made up time for me and the ones who helped me when I've been struggling. I love you guys.
Hi, my name is Marley and I am a 2023 8th grade graduate. I am very thankful that I have made it through this very rocky school year. I'm taking this time to acknowledge everyone who has helped me through it. The first person I want to thank is my mom. You are literally my day one. We have been through everything together. Without your encouraging words and your helpful advice, I wouldn't be where I am today. I would also like to thank my brother Logan for always being at every game, even if you didn't watch them. Next, I want to thank my grandmother. Although she doesn't live here, she has been there for every day of school, whether it's phone calls in the car before school or the constant checking up on me. She has never once hung up the phone without letting me know that she loves me and how proud she is of me and who I'm becoming. So I just wanted to say thank you. I would also like to thank my 4th grade teacher, Ms. Harvey. She is the best teacher I have ever had, and she has made such an impact on who I am today. I hope I will continue to make her proud. I want to send a very special thank you to Mrs. Kelly Doolin and Dr. Toussaint Williams. Without them, I will not be where I'm standing today. I'd also like to send a big thank you to my aunties, uncles, and my great-grandma. You guys have been there to hear every crazy story I come home with, and whenever I need something, you guys are ready to drop whatever you have going on to help me, and I really appreciate it. Last but not least, I want to thank my best friends. I want to thank Adena and Makai for always making me laugh and comforting me when I need it. Amaya for always being there as a shoulder to cry on and as an amazing friend. I want to thank Jillian for always listening to me, giving me advice, and for just being there, not only as a friend, but as a sister. Lastly, I want to thank you, Ryan, for always being there for me as someone I can rely on and always talk to. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I love each and every one of you.
First off, I would like to thank God for waking me up every day and giving me a chance to come to this school. He helped me get through this year, and I'm extremely grateful for the things He has blessed me with. Also, I want to thank my dad, my papa, my mom, and my grandma for sacrificing their time to take me places I needed to go and letting me come to this school. I also would like to thank my teachers and coaches for making me a better person and helping me succeed.
First and foremost, I would like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because without Him I would be nothing. He has given me more blessings than I can count. I'm extremely grateful for everything He has done for me and for helping me throughout this very difficult school year. I also want to thank my mom. Mom, you has always been there for me when I needed you the most, and I believed in me on all my journeys throughout my years. You have sacrificed a lot for me to be where I am today as a person. Thank you for driving me everywhere when I needed it, even when you had a long day at work or was tired. Thank you for teaching me valuable life lessons which made me become the person I am today. Also, thank you to both my aunties, Siobhan and Danielle. You both have always pushed me to do good in school, even when I didn't feel like doing any of my work and was lazy. You always had a listening ear when I needed one. Also, thank you, Uncle, for always being there for me when I was down and for pushing me hard in my academics and my sports as well.
Dear Mom and Dad, I would like to thank you for all the things you provided me for. Thank you for helping me with my math and taking time out of your day to take me to practices and games. I really do appreciate it, even if I don't show it. Imani, thanks for offering to help me with my homework, even though you never did. I want to thank all my aunties, uncles, and grandparents for supporting me here. I want to thank my besties, Marley, Amaya, Jillian, Uriah, and Makai. Thank you for building me up through this year. We've had our downs, but we've had way more ups. And lastly, thank you, Miss Harvey. 3rd and 4th grade were the best years of my life. Love you all.
Thank you, Mom and Dad, for giving me all the tools that I need to succeed. I am very much appreciated all the time that you took to help me get where I am today. I would also like to thank God for blessing me and putting me in the right situation so that I could glorify Him. I want to thank my teachers as well for helping me not just grow as a person, but as a student as well. It was an extreme honor to have learned what I've learned from these classes. I would like to thank my friends for helping me with some of my homework where I didn't understand the concept or how to do something. The friendships that I have made with some of the people here at Oakwood are friends that I cherish the most.
I would also like to thank my grandma and my grandpa. Without their encouragement, I don't know if I would have gotten a 3.9. Sometimes during the quarter, I just wanted to give up on getting good grades, but my grandma and grandpa will encourage me to strive and do my best. I also want to give a big shout out to all my teachers that have helped me in the past. And I also want to thank my auntie for supporting me and helping me just be me and making me feel comfortable and wanted. The last people I want to thank is the middle school basketball team. I appreciate all the moments we had together through good and bad. This season really changed my perspective of winning and losing. It also made me a better person.
First, I would like to thank my mom and dad for helping me with my homework and pushing me to keep going when I wanted to quit. Thank you for supporting me in whatever I did. Madison, thank you for listening to me when I needed to talk to you about something that happened, and for sticking with me even when I annoyed you. Kara, thank you so much for making me laugh when I'm having a bad day. To my close friends, thank you so much for making each day at school fun. Thank you for making me laugh every day when I wasn't at my best. I would also like to thank all my teachers that have helped me for school. I would especially like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Hollier for customizing the curriculum so that I would always be improving. And to Mr. Harden, thank you for pushing me to accomplish what I needed to get done and motivating me to continue to try my hardest to get things done.
For my tribute, I would first like to thank my mom and dad for being my biggest cheerleaders. Even though sometimes we have our differences, I know in the end they unconditionally love me. My parents have also shown me what to look forward to in a loving marriage. They have taught me that being different is never a bad thing, and as often as they can, they always tell me that I am the head, never the tail, top, and never the bottom, and that's always something I will cherish. Next, I would like to thank my grandparents for being so selfless in putting my needs before their own. My grandfather has taught me to be determined and never take no for an answer. Whenever we are out and someone tells them they're not going to do what he asks, his answer will always be, "But I am Moses," and he will always negotiate until he gets what he wants. My grandmother is the most selfless person I've ever met in my life. She will slave away to make everyone happy until she literally passes out. Her chicken is the best I've ever had, and I'm pretty sure most everyone here knows the Awanity Robinson chicken is top tier. Next, I would like to thank my siblings Jalen, Lauren, Austin, Eric, and Jordan. They have all had such an impact on my life and all have molded me into the girl I am now, but in different ways. Jalen has always been able to bring the goofy side out of me whenever I'm down. I will never forget the Cold Stone runs we took every Saturday night with the Youngbloods. Lauren has been my biggest role model. She has been my inspiration for as long as I can remember, and she still is. I have seen the woman she has become, and I aspire to be like her more and more every day. Austin has also been a huge inspiration to me. He has been talking about accomplishing these goals since he was like 10, and seeing him conquer these goals has been so inspiring. Eric and Jordan, these two knuckleheads have been my biggest bullies since birth, but they have also been very motivational to push me to do better, and for that I am forever grateful. Once a month, we all gather in Eric's room at like 11 o'clock at night, and we talk about all the drama. It is honestly my favorite memory with them. We will laugh until we can't breathe, so we end up wheezing. Next, my best friends, Marley, Amaya, Adena, Uriah, and Kakai. Marley and I became really close extremely quickly, and we are basically the same person in different fonts. Marley is always there to set me straight when I'm acting delusional, even though I never listen to her. Marley gives great advice, and I always go to her if I want to be straightforward, and she comes to me when she wants to sweet talk her boyfriend. Amaya has been my best friend since 6th grade. We have gone through so many things together, but it has never deterred our friendship. Amaya has a kind heart even when she's abusing me, but she's an amazing person in general. Adena has been my little sister even though she's older than me. She is me times 10. She's my partner in crime. Whenever I'm down to do it, she's down to do too. Adena and I instantly became extremely close in such a short amount of time, and we just clicked. These are my family. Next, I would like to thank my cousins. Although there are too many to name, I would like to take a moment to show each of them my appreciation. Since birth, my cousins have been my best friends, and we are all extremely close. Even though we had a huge falling out, we are starting to come back together, and I'm so grateful. Some of my most treasured memories were spent with them. We've laughed together, cried together, been in trouble together, and so much more. Every summer, we go to Uncle Mark's house and we swim all day. We'd have every competition that you can think of, and if you didn't win, trust you would get joked on. But in all seriousness, we all love each other unconditionally, and for that, I'm forever thankful. Next is Auntie Shayla. Auntie Shayla is everything to everyone. Need your lashes done, hair, party decorations and planning, dance teacher, cheer coach, she's here for all of it. The list goes on, and that just goes to show how amazing of a person she is. I've come to school countless times and just sobbed in her arms. She is one of the main reasons I am even being able to graduate right now. Without her, I would be a different person. I always know Auntie Shayla will be able to bring me back from whatever I'm going through. I love her so much, and I'm proud to say I'm a part of the 10-year plan. Last but certainly not least, my Auntie Lindsay. Auntie Lindsay is one of the main people I talk to whenever anything minor or even major happens in my life. She's like my second mom, and every conversation usually starts with, "Oh my gosh, guess what?" And then it's followed by either boy drama or just random stories from the day. She does the best silk presses you will ever see in life. She's an amazing mother. Listening to her and my mom talking about all the things going on in their life with me and Marley eavesdropping will forever be a core memory. From when they first moved here, and we talked about all the things they said they were going to do, and seeing them accomplish those goals just feels so good, and I'm grateful to have them in my life. I love you.
Thank you, Jesus, for being there for me every time I needed you and never giving up on me. Thank you, Mom and Grandma, for pushing me in life to be better and always taking care of me. I also want to thank my friends Jaedon, Shay, Ariana, Dawson, Chris, Omega, and Preston for being there for me and making my days better.
First, I want to start by thanking my friend group throughout the school year. Thank you, Jaedon, Jacob, Ariana, and Dawson. We've had our ups and downs, but we're all there for each other throughout anything we had going on. Thank you, Uncle, for being somebody I could just call on when there was something going on. I could express my feelings to you, and you also helped me throughout the school with my work and everything else. I want to thank my auntie for being there for me in my lowest times when I didn't have anyone else to call on. I want to thank my Uncle Bubby, who's no longer with us. He was there for me when I was little when my aunt died and I was heartbroken. I want to thank my brother. He's been there for a lifetime. You're a hard-headed boy, but you're my brother, and I want to thank you because I really could just vent to you about the things that were going on inside of my head and how I really felt, and I really appreciate that. Lastly, I want to thank myself because I came a long way from what I used to be, and I've made a lot of improvements in my life, and that I'm happy for who I am in life.
First, I would like to thank my parents for not stopping at one child. Everybody knows that 2 is so much better than 1. And with that, I want to thank my little older brother, Eleazar. You've been one of, if not the biggest influence on my life. Almost everything I know about being a good person came from you. You were the test subject. You tested the boundaries of everything we knew as kids. You taught me responsibility at a young age due to your lack thereof, and although you're 4 years older than me, it feels more like 1.5. You're my chauffeur, my big brother, and my best friend, and I'm forever grateful. Next, I want to thank my mom. Mom, you're amazing. You've taught me so much. You're the most giving and loving person I've ever known. You and Dad have poured so much into me, and I can't wait until I get a chance to give it back. Dad, you have always been my role model. Throughout life, I've always wanted to grow up and be like you. And if I could grow up to be half of the man you are, I think I'd be the second best man in the world. To my grandparents, I want to thank you for always being there for me. You've poured into me in ways I can't even imagine. You guys raised my parents to be amazing people, and it shows where they got it from. To my past and present teachers, I want to thank you so much for doing all you can to pour into my life. To my extended family, I want to thank you for being great and pouring into my life as well. I love you all. Lastly, I want to thank God for giving me all these amazing people and putting them in my life to shape and mold me.
Today, I'd like to thank a lot of people, but first and foremost, I'd like to thank my parents. You help me with my homework and you drive me to school. You take care of me. Next, I'd like to thank my friends. Whether we're on a FaceTime call, grinding to get our homework assignments done, arguing, or laughing our faces off, you guys are great to hang around. But I like to think that you can say the same thing about me. Next, I like to thank myself because I'm really the one who did the work and executed it. To all those people who have ever talked to or communicated with, those experiences with you all have built me to the person I am today. And last but not least, I like to thank God, because without him, I wouldn't even be here. Time call, grinding to get our homework assignments done, arguing or laughing our faces off. You guys are great to hang around, but I like to think that you can say the same thing about me. Next, I like to thank myself, because I'm really the one who did the work and executed it. To all those people who have ever talked to or communicated with, those experiences with you all have built me to the person I am today. And last but not least, I like to thank God, because without him, I wouldn't even be here.
No
Good evening. Today, I have the special privilege of introducing tonight's speaker. My dad, Dr. Dwain Woode, is the owner and medical director of Diabetes and Endocrine Wellness Center in the Lighter Way in Huntsville, Alabama. He is a graduate of Oakwood University in Huntsville, Alabama, where he obtained his undergraduate degrees in mathematics and computer science. He completed his training in internal medicine and pediatrics at the Boonshoff School of Medicine at Wright State University in Dayton, Ohio. His fellowship training in endocrinology, diabetes, and metabolism was at the University of Tennessee Health Science Center College of Medicine. My dad, Dr. Woode, is a speaker, life coach, YouTuber, father, and husband. His goal is to educate, empower, and encourage his listeners to take charge of their health, avoid complications, and live the life that they have always wanted. He lives in Huntsville, Alabama, with my mom, Dr. Charmaine Woode, a weight loss physician, and me. Please welcome our speaker, my dad, Dr. Dwain Woode.
If you have never had the privilege of having your child say something positive about you in public, ooh, I compose myself. Principal Dent, Mrs. Callender, faculty, staff, parents, grandparents, well-wishers, and the amazing class of 2023. I stand here tonight in awe and amazement to watch your child progress and advance and grow is an amazing thing. And so thank you for inviting me. Thank you for trusting me with this moment in your life. To my son Blake and to the amazing class, congratulations. So tonight I've got an interesting task. My task is to give you some encouragement, to give you some congratulations, and to help you figure out what you're going to do for the rest of your life. Wow. So I thought I'd tell you a story. Now, when I was about 11 years old, 11 and a half, there was a fire at my house. Now, let me pause here to say, there are 5 other kids in my family, so there's 6 of us, 3 boys, 3 girls. And if you run into one of them and they tell you a different version of this story, they're not telling the truth. Well, so what had happened, right, was I was an inquisitive child. I like to take things apart. And one day I decided I was going to take my dad's television. See, I heard somebody right there. Apart. And I got a screwdriver, took out the screws. Actually, I took it to my room first. It was, not a flat screen, right? We didn't have flat screens back then. And took it apart, and I'm sitting on the ground and took the circuits out and the wires and the capacitors and the resistors, because I love that kind of stuff. And after I was done, I decided I put it back together, left it in my room, and I had to go to church. And so I'm at church, and somebody breaks in and they say, "Hey, Dwain, Natalie, you guys got to go home." So Natalie's my older sister. Somebody called and said there's a fire at your house. So we rush home. And when I turned the corner, I saw all the people looking up at my house. I saw the fire truck. I saw the ambulance. And Principal Dent, my heart dropped. Because while water was coming out of the hose and it was going all over the house, the flames and the smoke were coming out of my room. So what I forgot to tell you is that while I was great at taking things apart, I hadn't quite figured out how to put them back together. And so my sister, right, so this is where the story gets a little interesting. So my sister decides she's going to watch TV, and she goes into the room, plugs the TV in, turns it on, a spark comes out, catches on the curtain, and the fire started, okay? So when things like that happen in your life, people don't let you forget it too often. So if you hear other people tell that story, they usually started by saying, do you remember the time that Dwain... Yeah. So not a good day. Not a good day. But there's another story, and it occurs at the house again. So the same house, it's been rebuilt. I come home one day, and my mom says, I smell gas. And she can't figure out where the gas is. And I say, because guess what I am? Inquisitive, right? So I say, I know where that is. And so I go down to the basement, and I realize that the pilot light on the boiler is off. And that's where the gas is coming from. And so I go down to the basement. See, right there. See, just because I told you that there was a fire, you think that I'm burning down the house. See, so that's what I was telling you. People don't let you forget stuff, right? But nothing happened. I turned the gas off, okay? I turned the gas off. So things worked out. But what's interesting about that story is that when my dad gets home, my mother's telling him about what happened. And she says to him, I don't know how Dwain knew to turn off the gas. And without skipping a beat, he says, that's because he's a Woode. And I'm going to tell you, my chest stuck out. My heart started racing. And to this day, when I introduce myself, I'm Dr. Dwain Woode. That Woode has a little extra push because it started that day when my dad owned me. He knew what to do because he's my son. He's my child. And we find ourselves sometimes vacillating between those two, right? So days like today, when there are accolades, when everybody's owning you, when everybody's telling you how good you are, when everybody is here to support you, and then days when you feel like you burnt the house down. And we are tempted to believe, if we're not careful, that God exists in this day, when it's bright, when there's a lot of applause, when you're getting the gifts and the presents and the diploma, when everybody's telling you how good you are. And we're tempted to think that he's not in the day when it seems like everything is on fire. And so there are 4 things I want to tell you that you're going to need to navigate the days between the two. Because you've had some things happen to you. You guys have had COVID, right? You've not done well on some exams. You've not turned in an assignment on time, and you lost some credits. You lost some points. So things like that. But then we've had some monumental, life-changing things. Like losing classmates. Or losing a parent. How do you go between those days? What do? Everybody will tell you there are 4 things you have to have, and I'm going to go through those quickly. Number 1, you've got to be resilient. That's the ability to bounce back when things don't go the way you thought they were going to go. Resilience. Number 2, they're going to tell you have to be adaptable. The ability to change and do something different. Pastor Snell calls that pivoting. Number 3, they're going to tell you that you've got to persevere, to have a single focus on something that you want, because that's the only way that you're going to get to be successful. And then they're going to tell you have to be self-disciplined. You've got to be able to control your thoughts and your emotions so that you can achieve your goal. So for the rest of your life, people are going to be talking to you about those things. And those things are important. But I want to tell you where the power comes for those 4 things. I'm an endocrinologist. I'm a hormone doctor. Everybody say hormones. Everybody say I'm the one. Everybody say I'm the one. Hormones, 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 hormones. I hated endocrinology when I was in medical school. Could not stand it. Didn't understand it. It was too hard. Didn't like it. Was not going to be an endocrinologist. Yeah. But there are some things about hormones that I want to teach you tonight. Number 1, hormones are powerful substances that are created at one space, and they travel through the body, and they affect things in a different place. And I thought you guys are like hormones. You're being constructed here. You're being crafted here. OAA in my DNA. That's what we say, right? You're being manufactured in your homes. But we, your parents, your teachers, the principal, everybody's here. We don't even understand where you're going to end up. I see some doctors and some lawyers, some chief justices. I see some CEOs. I see some billionaires. I see the next Google, and I see the next Facebook sitting in front of me. Because while you're crafted here, your reach is way beyond what we can even see. So number 1, hormones are powerful, and they effect change, not where they're constructed, but far away. Number 2, hormones don't start as hormones. They start as something called pro-hormones. Pro-hormones come out of the body, and they're encased in some other stuff. And as they move through the blood, they're attached to what are called binding proteins. And the binding proteins protect them as they move through the body so that they don't get destroyed, so that they don't get damaged. And some of those things that are attached have to be cut away before the hormone comes out of the pro-hormone. So as you're traveling, as you're going to high school, you're working through your home, parents have got to kind of step back. Right? Because they can't always be there. Aunts and uncles are going to now be a phone call away. But they are there to protect until the hormone is ready to do its thing. All that's good, but here's the good one. You guys ready? You guys ready? We don't understand how some hormones work. When we look at the hormone, it's not supposed to do the thing that it's doing. The way it looks, the way it moves, the interactions it currently has, it's not supposed to have the effect that we see. But what we've learned is that when that hormone gets to the place it's supposed to be, when the hormone gets to the environment where it's supposed to make its effect, it attaches to a receptor. And when it attaches to the receptor, there are some physical changes in the hormone. There are some biochemical changes in the hormone. And while the hormone couldn't do what it looked like it couldn't do, now, because it's a part of the environment, because it's had this conformational change, because it's had this physical change, now the hormone looks different. And when people look at you, they say, she's not supposed to be able to do that. How did she learn how to do that? She doesn't have those skills. We didn't teach her that. Why is he able to do that? Why is he able to succeed in that environment? You guys know why that is? There's this gland in the brain called the pituitary gland. Everybody say pituitary. And we call the pituitary the master gland. Okay, let me say that again. So we call the pituitary the master gland. So that when something needs to be done in the toe sends a signal up to the brain, to the pituitary. And the pituitary constructs a hormone, a prohormone, that's in a binding protein, that's protected as it travels through the blood to get down to the toe. When all the other things fall away and the hormone now attaches to the receptor in the environment, then it does what it's supposed to do. I heard a lot of you say, I'm the one. Who said that? Who said that? Everybody say, I'm the one. I'm the one, I'm the one, I'm the one, I'm the one. When I was in medical school, you guys heard I was math and computers, changed to medicine, went to medical school, and my grandfather passed away my first year. I failed the class, took the class over, and the rest of my medical career, or medical school career, was like this throughout the rest of my medical school. And there are these 3 exams that you've got to take. Step 1, 2, and 3. And you got to take them before you can practice medicine. In fact, you got to take 2 of them before anything else happens. So I went and I took the exam, and I failed. This was now I finished my coursework. And I redoubled my effort. I went and I studied, and I took the exam, and I failed. And I went back and I studied, and I took the exam, and I failed. And I went away to a program where they teach you to take exams, and I took the exam, and I failed. How many times is that? Well, the policy at the school where I was, the University of Alabama, is that after 4 attempts at the exam, if you don't pass, you get put out of school. Yep. So how many times did I fail? And guess what happened? Got put out of school. That was not a good day. I did not see God's hand in that day. And I bummed around for a while. I got a job. My wife was practicing medicine. And I was going to church, but me and God, really, we weren't on good terms. Because after all, he had killed my grandfather. And now he's not letting me pass these tests. And I prayed and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. But I was out of school. Because the policy of the school is after, you got to go out. So I'm in Birmingham. And what did Blake say my degrees were? Math and computer science. So I go to visit my wife one day, I think, and the course master says to me, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I said, "I'm just working. I'm working in a computer lab somewhere." And he says, this is the course master at the school where I got what? Put out. He says, "I need somebody to help me write some computer programs." No, you guys missed it. So he said, not that I need somebody to help me with medicine, right? Because that's what I'm trying to do. But I need somebody to help me to write some computer programs. So I'm trying to go there, and he's giving me a job over here. So I get in, and we're writing these computer programs, and we write some papers, and now I'm putting papers out, and we're doing presentations, right? And one day he says to me, "So what are you doing with your life?" I said, "Well, I'm out of school." He says, "Well, let's get you back in." So we write a letter to the dean, assistant dean at the time. We submit the letter, and they reject it. And I write another letter, and it goes to the committee, and they reject it. And he says, "Well, let's write a letter to somebody else." So we wrote a letter to the provost. He was the dean of the medical school, the big boss. So the big boss calls me in, and he says, "Hey, what's going on?" And so I tell this story, and he said, "I'm not sure because we have never," what word did I say? "We have never allowed someone who has failed the exam 4 times and had been put out of school to get back in school." I didn't see God's hand in the bad day. So he says, "I'm going to let you take the exam one more time." One more time. So I go, and I go away to a program, and I studied, and I studied, and I studied, and I took the exam. And I passed. But God, right? But God. But how many tests did I say they were? 3. No, 3 tests. So I got through the first one. Now I got to get to the second one. And I took it. And I failed. And I took it. This is the second one. And I failed. And this guy by the name of Dr. Francis, who is the guy I went away to the first time, I called him up and I said, "Hey, I don't know what's going to happen." And he said, "Come on back up." So I went back up, studied, took the exam, and I passed the exam. And he said to me, he said, hey, look, this next test that you're about to take, you're not supposed to take it for another year, but why don't you stay? Let's study together, and let's get through it. So I stayed, and I studied, and I took it, and I passed it. Now, they tell me that I was supposed to have gone through a year of training before I could have taken the test. And I took the exam before I went through the training. Now, you remember me telling you I didn't like what? Endocrinology. I didn't like endocrinology. So I got through the test. I'm in my residency now, and I've become chief resident. All right, yay. How many times did I fail them tests? A bunch, right? Thank you, Jaxson. Jaxson said 6. Jackson's counting. Jackson's counting. So I'm in residency, and I decided I wanted to do cardiology because I like hearts. And I ran into this guy by the name of Dr. Corasil, and he started talking about hormones. What didn't I like in school? And when he started talking, it was like a light bulb went on. And so I decided I was going to do endocrinology. And I moved back to Alabama. Woo! Excited. I was going somewhere else. I wanted to go somewhere else. But circumstances brought us back to Alabama. And when I got to Alabama, what didn't I like in school? Endocrinology. What was I going to do? Cardiology. When I got back to Alabama, I was one of 3 at the time, endocrinologists in the city. One of 3. And I was on one of the boards, and they told me that me, the guy who had been kicked out of medical school, who had failed these exams, so I was the only African American endocrinologist in the state of Alabama. There's one other guy now, so he messed up my record. So why do I tell you that? Why do I tell you that story? I tell you that story because of this. Before you were conceived, God put me in medical school, put a man in my life to get me to like hormones so that I could stand here today to teach you how God works, how you are like hormones, how you affect change in places we can't imagine, how you're being sheltered and shuttled and protected by His hand, how you are going to do things that people that are watching you can't imagine. And I said, I'm the one. I'm the one that studied. I'm the one that went away. I'm the one that took the exam. I'm the one that struggled. I'm the one that was ashamed. I'm the one who for years could not tell this story. But God said, you got it wrong. God said, you're not the one. I'm the one. I'm the one who conceived you. I'm the one who shepherds you. I'm the one who loves you. I'm the one who saved you. I'm the one who's coming back for you. And it doesn't matter whether the house is on fire or everybody is telling you how much they love you. I'm in that moment. Every time I show up because I love you. Every time you see my hand is because I love you. Every time you don't see my hand, I'm still there and I love you. You're not the one. I'm the one. I'm the one that takes care of you. I'm the one that gives you the ability to be resilient, to be adaptable, to be persevering, and to have self-control. So class of 2023, you have an amazing future. I wish I could follow each of you around to see what God's going to do with you, the places you're going to touch, the people you're going to transform, the lives that you're going to change. And one day, maybe one of you stands here to teach a class how God works, because he has in mind for you what he wants. And right now, you may think you want one thing, but God says it's okay, because I'm there to provide. You know, they say this thing, eye have not seen or ear heard, neither has entered into the hearts of men the things which God has prepared for them that love him. And so, class, thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you for all that you guys do. Congratulations. Have a great year, a great summer, and a great life.
Okay, class of 2023, Dr. Woode gave us our charge. In our life experience, sometimes we feel as if we're on top of the world, and at other times, wondering how we got into this crazy situation. It is a natural process of seeing God's hand on top of the mountain days and wondering where he is on the crazy days, but he is always there. To be successful in whatever we do, we will need to learn how to be resilient, be self-disciplined, have perseverance, have adaptability. When we succeed, it will be tempting to think that we have succeeded because of our own ingenuity and plan. But the power lies in the hands of God. He orchestrated all that we do. Today, we celebrate not just our successful completion of 8th grade, but the incredible growth and transformation we have experienced during these years, just like hormones in the body. We are crafted and made in each environment, but our reach and power are felt far away. We have been in the works, preparing for our purpose. We are not just the sum of our gifts. When God touches us and puts us in the environment where he wants us, changes happen, and our impact is much greater than the world expects. And if you remember nothing else, don't let your challenges make you miss what God has for you. Thank you so much, Dr. Woode, for telling us how unique and special we are to God. Congratulations, class of 2023.
And now we will begin the presentation of our diplomas. I was just going to call them alphabetical. First, we have Asana Mackay Andrews. Micah Lee Awaniyi.
You got that last one in. All right. Parents,
When they come across the stage, they're going to stand here in front of the balloons, and you may come parents, take a picture of them as well.
Bailey Christina Callender. Brooke Renee Callender. Omega Charles. Preston James Claybrooks. Aniya Runetta Crummie. Jaxson Charles Dalrymple. Eliana Caitlin Harris. Azariah Maurice Hitchcock. Amaya Joy Kelly. Christopher Dante King. Brendan Elijah Landers Esters. Scotty Allen Laughinghouse. Marley Ray Mathis. Dawson Gregory Moore. Jaedon Imani Morton. Adena Brooklynn Murraine. Andrew Jaedon Parsons. Peyton Elle Peters. Ariana Christina Jones. Jillian Simone O. Awaniyi Reed. Jacob DeMar Sharp. Nashay Elaine Gully Thomas. Uriah Aaron Williams. And Blake Anthony Woode. Richard Lee Harden Jr.
I'm waiting patiently for Mr. Harden and his sign as he follows his son. Mr. Woode. Parents, guardians, this is such an amazing sight from my vantage point. To see former OAA students whose children are being promoted today. I see graduates who will be graduating next week, not next week, Lord, not next week, it's Friday. And my 8th grade students. Dr. Woode, now I know, and I shared it with you as you passed, I hear you pray at the Oakwood University Church. Now I know more about why you pray with such sincerity. Because that testimony this evening should be encouragement for everyone. It should be encouragement for our students, for adults alike. I got a little nervous with all that failing of tests. I said, oh Lord, he's gonna be my doctor. I got a little nervous. But when God steps in and he makes a difference in your life, then he guides you to where he wants you to be, even though we get discouraged along the way. 8th grade students, 8th grade students, I see parents, I hear a lot of noise in the back because I want my babies to hear. I've seen some of those stray hormones. During the course of 4 years, 2 years, 3 years, 2 years, and even 1 year. Parents, some of you who have entrusted your children with us for 1 year, they have been an amazing addition to Oakwood Adventist Academy. Yeah, you can, and you're one of them, Mr. Clay Brooks. Some of you have been at Oakwood Adventist Academy for 8 years. But I want you to know, when you come or attend Oakwood Adventist Academy, Jacob, for 1 year, you become one of us. You were told to put in the work, and you have just finished your elementary school years and middle school. I'm going to do something different this evening with your tassels. I want you, and families, I want you to know I love working with our children of color. Did you see these beautiful guys with these beautiful afros? Okay, you all didn't see it? This is not a school that says you got to cut your hair. You've got to do something different to be able to put your cap on. What we did, we told our children, you can represent with your big hair, your twist, and did you notice our men coming in with their caps on their chests? Because I don't want any crazy hat sitting on the back of your head. or on the side of your head holding it with bobby pins. I honor your hair. And I want you to understand that you're in a school where we value people of color. With the charge I want to give you this evening, I want you're not moving the tassel yet. I want you to move your tassel from the right to the left, and there's a purpose for it. When you graduate from 8th grade, 12th grade, I should say, it starts on your right and it moves over to your left. But you're 8th graders. And I want your symbol to show that you're finishing 8th grade, to move it to your right, which means that's the beginning of your high school years. Do that for me right now. It's the beginning of your high school years. You haven't graduated from Oakwood Adventist Academy. You are starting your career in high school that counts. Your teachers from K all the way through 8, they prepared you for high school. And high school is no joke. Some of you are talking, you're not even listening. I'll wait. High school is not 8th grade. I have Miss Lauren Garnett in the audience, and I'd like for you to come forward, Miss Lauren Garnett. I saw her earlier, yes. We're going to, parents, and I want all of you to know, to prepare you for high school, we have what we call a bridge academy. To bridge what you have learned from kindergarten through 8th grade, to prepare you for high school this summer. Mrs. Garnett is going to share a few things with you and parents so you will be aware, because the Bridge Academy helped many of our 9th grade children last year because they came in struggling, trying to acclimate themselves to high school. And we started a program to be able to share with you so you can get information today to enroll these children free of charge to them in a 2-week bridge program to help you understand more what it looks like, what it sounds like, and what it feels like to be in high school. Ms. Garnett, share a few things.
First, I want to say congratulations, guys. And to the parents, thank you and congratulations. We are so excited, looking forward to you coming to spend 2 weeks with us in July. It will begin July 10th, and it's Monday to Thursday from 8:30 to 12:30, and we will be here with about 15 student ambassadors who have volunteered and said, yes, we want to come, we want to help our rising 9th graders, you guys. I mean, we've been thinking and planning, and we'll be planning over the summer. I want you to know that Mrs. Romero and I are actually going away to Arizona to present this program because people have called us asking us, what are you doing to help your high schoolers transition? So we will be presenting at the teacher convention in Arizona this year. And so we will be out when you are doing your reception, parents, we just want to know what your intent is in actually having your child participate. I will tell you 8 habits of mind to help them to really figure out and navigate successfully what's going to happen through the 4 years that they're going to spend. Mrs. Dent said, high school is no joke, and we are here to help you to be ready. We want you to be successful as you move forward into these 4 years, and so we're looking forward to that. Thank you. Thank you.
And Mrs. Garnett is the brainchild of that program, and I want to say thank you. Thank you. As I finish my charge, Dr. Woode and our ladies to come on up front. I want to be able to say to you young people, life and high school is sweet. We may lose some of you next year. I know of one who was accepted into a wonderful program next year. And I'm proud of you, Peyton. She was accepted into the Cyber School of Technology. As much as we hate losing you, but when we talk about our STEM program, as we build our STEM program, I want you to know you will represent us at the Cyber School. Parents, our children will be successful. What did I say, young people? You will be successful because you will it to happen. And we're going to be there with you, supporting you, and I want you to know, encouraging you and reprimanding you. All of that goes along with love. So parents, thank you for entrusting us with your children for 1 year, 4 years, 8 years. And young people, you have been a blessing to us. Dr. Woode.
Good evening, everyone. I am so moved by the show of support from our community to this class of 2023 8th grade promoting class. Thank you all for coming and supporting them. I'd also like to say thank you to the administration and the support staff and the teachers here at Oakwood Adventist Academy for pouring into our young people, can't call them kids anymore, young people on a daily basis. And you've heard some of the testimonials as they've shared how the teachers have impacted them. So we just want to take a moment and say thank you. So I'm going to ask our core teachers to stand. So Miss Collins, if you would come up here, please. Miss Collins, Mrs. Freeman, Mrs. Henry, if you all would stand, please. And I'm also going to ask if they are present, are other teachers who help provide enrichment for our young people, so they may not be teaching the core subjects, but it helps to make our young people well-rounded individuals. So if Mr. Leffridge, who teaches technology, Mr. Lupo, who teaches music, and Coach Morton, if they are here, please stand. I have some parents who are making their way to you to present just a small token of our appreciation, just so that you know your hard work has not gone unnoticed and that we appreciate you. Ms. Collins, you were the class sponsor, and I'd like to say that we appreciate all that you've done this year. You listened to the kids, you took their desires into consideration, and tried to plan events that were meaningful and impactful for them, from the fall fair, the banquet we had in February, and an amazing class trip. Just want to say thank you. Each teacher that's recognized will receive something where they can enjoy their favorite beverage out of. Our female teachers will receive lovely flowers. And Ms. Collins, we're gonna offer you something to help you get your summer started right, something to help you relax, and that is a 1-hour massage. Katie, don't go anywhere. We also want to recognize our administrators. So, Mrs. Dent and Mrs. Callender, please stand. And I see, Ms. Callender, you have your flowers. So please enjoy them from the parents of the promoting class of 2023, the 8th grade promoting class. And there is one more person in the audience I'd like to recognize. Is Mrs. Harvey still here? I hope she didn't leave. Well, you all heard for yourself the testimonies from some of the young people who spoke about Mrs. Harvey and the memories she helped them to create and the support she provided. This class had the privilege of having her for both 3rd and 4th grades, and she made a tremendous impact in their lives, and they're still speaking about it to this day. So I'm sorry she's gone, but I wanted to make sure we recognized her at this time. And I think it's already been mentioned, but there is a reception prepared after the conclusion of the ceremony. I need to say that Oakwood University partnered with us to provide the refreshments for you. So we want to say thank you to them, and thank you for this opportunity.
Now we will have our president's address, and then our prayer. Before you give your address, parents, and when we do the recessional, our 8th graders will go out, they will walk around and come back in front of the OAA sign. We'll take a group picture with everyone, and then you'll be able to go on to the reception, okay? So please do not detain them as they leave to walk around, land here, and then after, parents, you can take all the pictures you want. Ms. President.
Good evening, faculty, staff, parents, guests, and students. I'm the 8th grade class president, Peyton Peters, and I would like to welcome you all to the 2022-2023 8th grade promotional. This year had its ups and downs, from having tough powwows to getting time to have fresh air outside. But we got through it as a class. We have been through a lot together, from having a hard time understanding work to having half the class out sick. But we didn't let that bring us down. Just like you, I was so excited to see everyone walk across the stage and flip the tassels to the other side, preparing for a new journey. I'm going to miss the breaks Ms. Collins gives us, the powwows Ms. Freeman allows us to have, and the laughs we all had in Ms. Henry's room. But now we're going to high school. It will be tough and we're going to need to depend on each other. I would like to leave some words of advice for you. I would like to revise the meaning of Miss Henry's infamous phrase, "Don't start none, won't be none." See, most people believe what Miss Henry means is don't start any drama, there won't be any drama. But my spin on that phrase is if you don't start going toward your goals, you won't get there. If you don't aim and work for what you want, you will never achieve your potential. So if you don't start something, there will be nothing for you in the end. Ms. Collins has a phrase when she's waiting for us to be quiet. I'll wait, but not long. My version of that phrase, people may say they will wait for you, but no one is going to wait forever. When you do something or say you're going to do something, do it. Your teachers aren't going to wait forever, your parents aren't going to wait forever, and your friends aren't going to wait forever. Do what you need to do now. I will end with Ms. Freeman's phrase, you need to mind your business. Don't stick your nose in other people's business. Don't make other people's issues your issues, because they simply aren't. Worry about yourself without being selfish. Don't ignore others, but don't butt in on every conversation. But help people who ask for it. So enjoy the next 2 months we have, because next year we're heading straight for high school, with harder classes and teachers expecting more from us. So as we embark on our journey, remember that our class will always stick together. Live out our class motto, no challenge, no change. To the 7th graders, next year you are going to be the 8th graders. A lot of things are going to change, and life is going to get harder. So enjoy it. And to high school and our futures, hello. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. Thank you.
Please stand for closing prayer. Dear God, thank you for this day. Thank you for the wise words of Dr. Woode. Thank you for the teachers that have helped us through the school year. Thank you for the parents that have provided so much this school year. As we move forward to high school, may God watch over us and protect us from any harm or danger. In Jesus' name, amen.
I can see it in your eyes that you are restless. The time has come for you to leave. It's so hard to let you go, but in this life I know you have to be who you were made to be. As you step out on the road, I'll say a prayer, so that in my heart you always will be there. This is not goodbye. I know we'll meet again, so let your life begin, 'cause this is not goodbye. It's just I love you to take with you until you're home again. The stirring in your soul has left you wondering, should you stay or turn around? Well, just remember that your dreams, they are a promise, that you were made to change the world. So don't let fear stop you now, 'cause this is not goodbye. I know we'll meet again, so let your life begin, 'cause this is not goodbye. It's just I love